I'm Dylan, and this is the BlindSighted Perspective Podcast, where blind and sighted perspectives are given on a number of topics, with my friend Jared as a co-host in a casual style. My life since I went blind at 22, I will tell you about it. Welcome back to the BlindSighted Perspective Podcast. Episode 2 is what we're doing today. I am Dylan.
And I am Jared.
And real quick before we get started totally with the podcast is that the first episode 0 and episode 1, I'm very sorry about that. They have really low audio, so I apologize if for like you having to probably turn your volume up to like 100. It will be fixed in the next episodes. I learned that I need to have it louder and a whole bunch of stuff. My computer's dumb. But so I just want to let you guys know that it will not be like that, and we'll have decent, better audio levels. But with that, we can begin the podcast. So how you doing, Jared?
I'm doing good. I got some grocery shopping done today. Got me a new Rubik's Cube. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, we're going to be going shopping for some groceries tomorrow as well. By the way, I have to tell you, about 2 weeks ago, we went to Fazoli's, and it really wasn't that good.
That's really weird you say that, because the other day, me and Chelsea went to Fazoli's, and we said the same thing. I don't know what was different. It didn't hit the spot.
I don't know, and their stuff was really expensive, and they didn't really specify, what size their pizza was. So,
their pizza was still good, in my opinion.
Their pizza was all right. I'm not going to say it was bad, but it wasn't, as good as I thought it would be. Their pizza was a 12-inch. Did you get their pizza?
I normally get the meal, so I get the slice of pizza as a side, never
right.
the whole thing.
Okay, because apparently that's their pizza, a 12-inch, but apparently that's a medium, or I don't know. It was weird. It was basically the size that should have been a medium, but it was large. It was really big, but yeah, I just had the pizza, and I didn't like their breadsticks. Their breadsticks were no to me.
So, was this the first time? I can't remember. Have you been to Fazoli's before?
No, this was the very first time I've been to Fazoli's. Okay.
Well, yeah, their breadsticks, I like those. I love me some Fazoli breadsticks. But it was weird you said that, because this last time me and Chelsea went, something was off.
I didn't like the breadsticks, and my dad got pepperoni, breadsticks, and he didn't like them either, so... And like I said, the pizza wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good as I was expecting. Well, But yeah, I just we had talked about that recently, and so I wasn't sure what to expect. And all of this pretty much were agreements that we probably won't go back.
Well, I'll give it a month or two, and then go see if something's changed once again. But
my mom and Sierra said that the pasta and stuff's really good, so I think that's what you really would go there for.
Yeah, that's you're actually the first person I've known personally to go specifically for the pizza.
Yeah, I like trying different places' pizza. Actually, one thing that was really odd to me is they don't have cheese dipping sauce.
Yeah, they have marinara and Alfredo cheese.
Well, they also have garlic, but they don't have actual cheese dipping sauce.
I didn't even know they had garlic.
Yeah, that's what they offered my dad when he was getting breadsticks, and he's like, it was weird. It's you guys really don't have dipping sauce, cheese dipping sauce? What's wrong with you?
Well, yeah, we maybe we can write some letters and see if they can start that up.
I don't care enough. They were actually, not as expensive as I thought they would be.
Well, that's good. But
I got free breadsticks with my pizza, so.
Well, for those Fazoli lovers out there, we don't mean to hurt feelings or anything.
No, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't amazing either. I don't know. I had my expectations too high, I think.
Yeah, that happens with, first place, because you hear, I hear good things about a lot of places that I'll go there and be like, what?
Right.
And that's just one of those things.
Sorry to get off topic, people. I didn't plan on talking about that, but so with that, I think we can get into our first segment, and that is the BlindSighted stories. If you want more information on these things, you can watch the previous episodes because I don't really want to explain it every single episode. But today's BlindSighted story will be not a sighted story. Oh, good Lord. A blind story about how my girlfriend, ran me into a handicap sign.
Oh, man, this is going to be good.
Near our house, there is a couple, like, convenience stores and a gas station, a Rickers, and we walk there. I have to use her to hold on to because I don't have a cane and I don't know how to use a cane. So we were just walking along, and we finally got to, like, this sidewalk area, like, at the Rickers. It was, like, I think behind or beside the building. And Sierra thought which is my girlfriend, she thought she had pulled me away far enough, and then she ran me right into the handicap sign and, like, ran my right arm into it. And I actually got a bruise on the right side of my arm, and I was pretty upset, and it was really ironic that I got ran into a handicap sign. But not only that, the fun didn't end there. Pretty much, like, we started walking around the building, and then there was this sidewalk edge that was curved. It was like curved concrete, and it was a pretty decent dip. Like, if you didn't know it was there, you would trip, and I didn't know it was there. And Sierra, being not a very great handler at that time, I fell, twisted my ankle, and it hurt. And this was right after I ran into the handicap sign, so it really sucked. And there's been other occasions where she's accidentally made me trip or not pointed something out, because one thing that's really important for a blind person is that someone else doesn't think about. I have to know about every little difference. Like, if the ground even slightly turns into if it slightly is raised or even if it's slightly slanted, I need to know about that, because those slight little differences will make me trip. So it's very important for someone to tell me about every single little bump.
So is there anything you did to Sierra this day that...
No, not at all. Just ignore that. Cat's trying to get in the room. But, no, there was nothing I did. It just her being her and, being clumsy. There really wasn't much there. Sorry, my cats are trying to break into the room and being ridiculous. So
I had to put that lock back on. I apologize.
They knocked off. Oh, okay. I didn't know what Jared was doing. Sorry, guys. Anyways, again, I'm not cutting nothing out because we're the real podcast. But yeah, so she ran me into the sign, a handicap sign. I got bruised. I got tripped. I was pretty unhappy. Let's just say by the time we were heading back home.
So, Dylan, has this convinced you to maybe try getting a stick and using it?
Well, there's a problem with that. I've tried, but here's the thing. I've never worked. That's one thing I need to say. I've never had an actual job. And the place that I called around to a bunch of different places in my area, and the only place that would actually help me with that said that they would not help me unless I was wanting to go to work or go back to work. And I said, because, I'm still trying to get my life together with this blindness, and they're pretty much just like, yeah, we're not going to help you unless you want to work. And so that's kind of where I'm at. I did think about maybe just buying an actual cane and maybe seeing if I could learn it online or have someone look online. So that's a thing I've been toiling with, but I don't really leave a lot, so I don't know. It's something I've been thinking about.
So do you want to work, though?
Well, yes and no. Like, I wouldn't really be able to get to a job because you could say we'll take the bus, but I would get lost really easily, and also the bus stop is across this really super busy road.
So it's not something that's down the street. It's quite a distance.
It's down the street. It's just across this super busy road that I would die crossing.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
So I don't know. And also, if I do get a job, I want it to be something I enjoy. I don't want it to be something that I hate, because it's just like, why would I want to just do something I hate and be miserable? I'm like just ruining my life and not enjoying it.
So it's not you're not lazy. You're saying there's a lot of dangers when it comes to this.
Yeah,
that you're worried about.
There's a lot to it. So yeah, I just haven't learned how to use a cane, so I have to hold on to people. Even if I had a cane, I would probably still have to hold on to people, just like for what I imagine. Say we go to a restaurant, I'm not gonna know where everything is. I'm not gonna know exactly where the front door is. I'm gonna have to have someone guide me. You know. Or like if like it's a smaller restaurant, a cane would be hard to use inside there. So I would still have to have people help me. Like, you know, theoretically, if you thought about it like that.
Yeah, I understand.
But that has been the BlindSighted story of the evening.
That's pretty good.
Or morning, depending on where you are and where you're listening to this. But yeah, so we will head on to the next segment. The blind hat pull.
Hat pull.
I know my podcast. Yeah. Sort of. I have a bad memory sometimes, but I guess I'll explain this one really quick, but once you guys start listening to the other episodes, I hope to not have to explain things as much, but I think even if there's new listeners, I'll probably always have to explain it, won't I? Because new listeners will come in. Hopefully they watch the before episodes, so then they'll know.
Yeah, just as long as you give like a brief.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Again, people, we're new at this, so we're gonna be evolving. So the blind hat pull is we basically will be pulling out 2 pieces of paper with numbers on them, and those will be topics that we talk about. And he'll look on like a piece of paper to see what number corresponds with, what thing we'll be talking about. So without further ado, Jared,
all right,
go ahead
get the hat.
And pull our first topic.
All right, we have 27, and 27 is favorite color.
I forgot that. Yeah, we have some basic ones in there. People are gonna be like, favorite color? What? Like, I know, guys. It's funny, though. I just figured we'd throw it in there. All right, Jared, what's your favorite color?
I have to say my favorite color has always been like a teal.
A teal?
When I had like
keep it.
I'll keep it, all right. That's my favorite color. But when I had braces back in the day, I made them a teal color. And I don't know, to me, it's more unique. And just
of a color?
Of a color, yeah.
I mean, I guess I could see
it's
that.
not, your average blue, your average red, but there's a lot of colors like that. It's just, I don't know, when I look at it, it's a cool, I don't like anything too, like, hot or red.
Was your first car that color?
No, I had a Geoprism. It was blue.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember. So teal, huh? I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
My favorite color is orange. Orange. I love the color orange. I don't know. It just is this cool color, and it's bright, and sometimes it's not, and it just goes with a lot of things. My second favorite color would probably be blue. I like blue, and
that's kind of a jump a little bit there. You go from a kind of warm color to something really cool.
But orange has just been my favorite color. Now, it depends what it's on, though. Sometimes it can be bad, depending on what it's on, but orange is my favorite color.
My favorite color when I was younger, it used to be blue. I
think that might have been everyone's.
Yeah, possibly, but I used to be in love. The reason being is I used to love Sonic the Hedgehog, and he was blue.
I'm going to be honest, blue used to be my favorite color, too, when I was a kid.
But then it just, started...
But as you grow as an adult, you begin to realize there's more to life than blue.
Yeah, and teal, it's more of an aqua teal that I kind of like,
Okay,
more of the
I've
bluer
seen some
side.
teal.
And I'm sure there's I can't think of the name for it because there's a teal and there's something else. It might be aqua.
There's a crazy amount of shades.
Oh yeah.
And so that's why, like, when I think of teal, I think of a really ugly color. And I know, like, not all teal is like that.
I'm offended.
But, because there are some nasty looking teal colors, but it's like, teal is a bluish greenish color.
Right. I don't like it when there's more green, but I do like it when there's more blue.
Oh, yeah, I need a little more sugar in my coffee than cream.
Do you like sugar and cream in your coffee?
I don't drink coffee. So, there you go.
All right. Yeah, that was short, sweet, and simple. Teal and orange.
I could throw in a bonus here.
Go for it.
About a little bit about color when I did have sight. Now, remember, I have not always, like, I've always had bad sight to begin with, and I actually was slightly colorblind. I could see most colors. The only time I got really messed up is when there were two shades of colors really similar to each other. That would really throw me off. Like, if there was a blue and a green that were really similar to each other, that would throw me off. Or, maybe a peach and an orange, or a peach and pink. Just certain, like, shades would throw me off, and I would see I wouldn't know if something was blue or green.
So maybe that's why you pick orange, because you couldn't see the full potential and beauty of teal. Is that correct, Dylan?
No, not at all. I could see teal. I'm saying, like, this is, for instance, when I had colored pencils, I had them ranged in a row of color, ranging from the different colors and shades. And when I would look at it, if I was sitting there for a long time, it would end up blending together. And I'd be like, is this blue or is this green?
Teacher, help.
But I mean, that was for the longest time, but
yeah, that's something I didn't even know. I knew you had trouble with your sight, but I didn't know a color issue too.
Yeah, but I could see most colors. It was just really, my color blindness was shades, like similar shades to each other, which would just mess me up. But that, I wasn't colorblind other than that. But yeah, okay, Jared, you can go ahead and pull our next topic.
All right.
That one was a short one, but sometimes short, simple, and sweet is best.
Sometimes, all right, let me mix these up. All right, what's the next color? I mean, number. Not color.
They're color-coded.
We got 23, which is...
Another 20.
Your favorite game.
Oh, boy, we're going to be here a while.
Yeah, I got a couple games now.
Wait, now?
Actually, yes. I ended up getting an Xbox One here recently.
Oh, you fool.
But
uh-huh.
I'll have to explain this later after the podcast.
Off the air.
Off the air. And I ended up getting that Red Dead Redemption 2 game.
Oh, right.
And that is really cool. I'm pretty interested in it. And I also got Hello Neighbor. And
I think for you to be able to say a game's your favorite, you should have at least finished it.
Yeah,
I think that's
true.
Like,
that's true.
You can't judge a game until you've actually I mean, okay, you can judge it, like if it really sucked. But I don't know. I guess I'll give it a pass if that's all you got.
But my favorite, I do have a favorite game. That was just some fun facts for you.
Oh, okay.
My favorite game is either
I think
recent.
we like surprising each other. Yeah, I got some words about you getting an Xbox later.
It was either Infamous or Prototype.
Infamous
or Prototype. I can't choose between the two. They're both, science fiction.
Mm-hmm.
You're in Prototype, boy, you're either a hero or a villain. More a villain, I guess. But in Infamous, you get to the karma system. But the fact that you have powers and you can run around the city and whatnot.
The karma system. That reminds me of Fallout. There's a karma system in Fallout. Like, if you kill, because there's enemy, like, when someone's good and not going to hurt you, they're like, their name will show up and it'll be green. And if you kill someone like that, then you'll lose karma. Or if you steal from someone, you'll lose karma.
Yeah, it's like that. And I don't think, I can't remember, it's been a while. I don't think Prototype has a karma system necessarily. It's sometimes you're fighting the military and then sometimes you're fighting the virus, but there's no meter. There's no, I don't believe, and I can't remember there was anything, you couldn't benefit from either side.
Yeah, I've never played the games he's talking about. I want to also say, real quick, if someone's like, aren't you blind? Again, I used to have sight. I used to play video games. Just wanted to say that.
Yeah, I feel like we might have to point that out a couple times. Well, if they've missed the original episode.
Yeah.
But just like I said, a brief reminder is all it.
Yeah, so you can't choose between those two.
Yeah, those two would definitely have to
If
be.
you had to pick one
Oh,
to
boy.
play more like over again, which one would you choose?
Probably Prototype, only because you can travel through the city a lot faster, and I like the powers better.
Well, there you have it. I squeezed it out of them, people. My favorite game is Final Fantasy X or Final Fantasy X, which my thing with this is I love like JRPGs and RPGs where you have all the numbers, and I especially like 10 because it's turn-based, and it's not the, turn-based where they can still attack you. It's literally turn-based where you can figure out what you're doing. And I kind of like that. It's more chilled out, and you can just sit there and think about what you're doing instead of being like, oh, they're attacking me. But I just really love it because of the... Ooh, these cats are really at us today. Sorry about that. Again, we're as real as we can get. But...
I can't get the lock. Hold on. Alright, keep it going.
Oh, this is great. But no, Final Fantasy X, I ended up playing it because one day I was, I think I was in 7th grade, and I'd never played it before, but my friend Gabe, his name was Gabe Webbington, and I had a game, I don't remember, me and him like borrowed each other's games, and he let me borrow Final Fantasy X. Now, by this point, I had never played a Final Fantasy game, so this was also my first Final Fantasy game. I don't remember what I gave him. I think I gave him a Soul Calibur 3. I think that's what game I gave him. And I didn't actually beat Final Fantasy X. I got stuck near the end of the game. But I eventually, when I got a little bit older, I went and picked it up myself for PS2. And just the music, the characters, just the game is awesome. It has an amazing story. And on the spear grid system where you build up your characters, because when you level up in Final Fantasy X, you don't just get stat upgrades. You get these spear levels where you can move across this giant board and kind of pick what you want to do. You could get strength upgrades, and different ability upgrades, and it's really cool. So I just love Final Fantasy X. And then I was so happy when they released an HD version for PS3. They also, fun fact, I own 3 copies of this game. I own the PS2 version, I own a digital copy of the PS3 version, and then I was like, I wanted to buy the PS4 version, but I wanted a physical copy, so I bought the physical copy of a PS4. Also, the thing about PS4 is it lets you choose which soundtrack you want, because they basically redid the soundtrack with orchestra. So in the PS4 version, they let you choose which one you want to listen to, the original or the other. For some reason, they didn't allow that in the PS3 one, so I don't know. But yeah, Final Fantasy X is my favorite game. Sorry I went on there for a long time. But
now, real quick, was Final Fantasy X the one where you can play the sport in the big water sphere? What was that called?
Blitzball.
Blitzball. Yeah, me and my brothers, we've played that game too, and we used to be in the pool trying to find a ball that wouldn't float to the surface.
Yeah.
So every time we'd go down there with a soccer ball or volleyball, we would let go trying to throw it, and it would just pop right out of the water.
Yeah, it was a little weird. Actually, Final Fantasy X actually had a sequel. It was called Final Fantasy X-2, and it's garbage, and I hate it, and I don't even think about it. But they said there was a little cutscene in there talking about afterwards of the first game, saying that the Blitzball players had to be able to hold their breath underwater for 5 minutes.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So that's the only interesting thing I got from that, but I hated it.
Yeah, when me and my brothers were doing it, it was 5 seconds that we would hold our breath and we would pop back out of the water.
But do you have any should I say any honorable mentions for other games that I like? I'm not going to go into depth about them. I'll just, name them all.
You can if you want. I know I haven't played many games.
Right, yeah. I've played a lot. See, me and Jared are kind of opposites. He's probably seen a lot more movies. Have you watched a lot of movies?
I have seen a lot of movies.
Yeah, I have not watched, any movies whatsoever. I didn't care about them, so I played a lot more games, and he probably watched more movies. So, but a couple honorable mentions that I really like. A game called The Legend of Dragoon for PS1, another RPG. Another game that I really loved was the Fallout. I loved Fallout 3. Again, another RPG. I liked Fallout 4 as well, but I like 3 better. But those are just a couple other mentions. I've also played some platforming games like Paper Mario. Well, that's not a platform game, but Paper Mario. I've played a couple Mario games, Mario 64, some Zelda Ocarina of Time. Those are some other games I like, but do you have any other games that you want to mention?
Well, I mean, you're right about that. One thing I have besides this Xbox One is Nintendo 64, and I still play the old Ocarina of Time and the Mario 64.
I have played a lot of the Zelda games, but in very short fragments as a kid. When I was a kid, I played Ocarina of Time for I don't know, 10 minutes, and I didn't know what I was doing. And then later on, I played Majora's Mask. Again, played a little bit, didn't know what I was doing. I played a little bit of Wind Waker.
Wind Waker's a good one. That was one of my favorites.
I think I played up to finishing the Forsaken Fortress. I think that's what it was called. And I played 5 seconds of Twilight Princess, which I was like a dog in the sewers or something. But later on, I actually got a 3DS and got Ocarina of Time 3D, and I beat that twice. And
nice.
I actually got all the heart pieces, so I had in my second run, I got all the heart pieces. And it was just really fun, so I was happy to be able to actually finish it and beat it for once. And the 3D, it looked really good on the 3DS, so it was really cool.
The 3DS always gave me the 3D, when you turn that function on, it always gave me a headache 10 minutes into it.
Well, I never used the 3D, but I'm saying in general, because it was an updated port of this N64 version, it just looked a lot better. It was brighter, not as dark. Have you beat any Zelda games?
Ocarina of Time a long time ago.
Do you remember anything about it?
Boy, I mean, it was a long time ago, and I say I still play it now.
Right.
I mean, I just really run around. That's it.
I'll tell you my least favorite dungeon.
Go for it.
The Water Temple.
That's a lot of people who don't like that. I have friends at work who've played it, and they do not like the Water Temple at all.
It's just so boring. The music is boring, and it's just this. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. But
I always, I was really excited though, because me saying my favorite color was blue. When I got the blue tunic, I would always wear that. That's my favorite part about the game.
Really?
But I didn't like the Water Temple either.
It lets you breathe underwater.
It does, yeah.
But there have actually been some people who can complete the Water Temple without it.
Oh yeah, I've seen
Yeah, you use the iron boots, and it makes you
about those.
Go down into the thing. Yeah, I actually know a lot about the game. I'm gonna murder you for having your phone on. Oh my god, Jared. But I didn't really expect us to go this long on this topic, but those are the 2 topics. So next, I think I will go on to, our next segment, the blind question. I'm not going to explain that because it's self-explanatory. It's a blind question. So, again, to tell you guys that, well, man, I'm brain farting, but we have an email, so if you want to send blind questions to us for us to answer, send them to tbspp@yahoo.com. It's all it's lowercase, and put in the subject BQ or blind question. And if you want us to read your name, put it in the message. Put your name in the message. If you don't put your name in the message, then I'll just assume you don't want your name being read. But so just do that at, tbspp@yahoo.com to send us your blind questions. So, Jared, what is today's blind question?
All right, today's blind question, Mr. Dylan, is, do you, and if so, how do you cook?
Okay, so I do cook, and I've had to, go in baby steps to learn how. But in the beginning, I basically had my girlfriend because I don't know Braille either. I'm not well equipped for blindness, let me tell you. But I had, she basically put pieces of tape over the 1 button and the 30-second button and the stop button. So I knew, and if I knew how long to cook something for, I could throw it in and hit those buttons. And then later, I ended up learning how and I can do the same thing on the oven. I have stickers for the bake button, so I can just turn it on, and then I have stickers on the up and down. The only thing I have to do with that is I have to go and set a timer on my phone, because I don't want to really like try to deal with the the oven's timer. But I can do that too and cook stuff like that. And then I recently learned how to cook hamburger patties on the skillet, on the stovetop. Basically, what I do is, because it's really easy, I just put them down, and I have stickers, or not stickers, but pieces of tape. We have our stovetop is gas, so I have to, we have tape on different dials. I have them like on the off, and then the light, and then I'll light it, and then I'll hear like this flame noise when it's lit, so I'll know it's lit, and then I turn it to like 5 for the temperature that I need it on. And then I let that cook for 5 minutes, and then I flip it, and then I cook that for 5 minutes. And at first, I did use a thermometer to check the internal temperature, but I dropped it, and it broke. But since then, since I cooked it a few times since then, I haven't needed it anyways. So, but that's another thing you can use, is to check the internal temperature to know that it's done. But yeah, for the most part, you just, gotta learn different methods, and, but that's pretty much how I cook.
And I assume, a thermometer that speaks, that tells you what temperature?
Right. Yeah, it's a talking thermometer, so I can hit a button and it'll tell me what temperature stuff is. All
right. Now, is this the only thing you've bonus question here? Is this the only thing you've really
Jared,
focused on?
the man of the people. Bonus question.
Give the crowd what they want. That sounds like a caveman. Give the crowd want.
give the crowd want.
So the question is this where you're gonna stop, or do you see yourself learning to cook, or learn how to cook more things further on?
I don't know. It really depends. I thought about maybe trying to cook grilled cheese, because I used to actually cook grilled cheese a lot back in the day, and I really liked it. So I eat a lot more healthier now, so I don't eat carbs or anything, but maybe once in a while I could maybe learn to do that. But for now I'm sticking with the good old hamburger.
All right.
But I mean, I'm open to maybe learning how to cook other things in the future, but right now, no.
Now, are you, or do you see yourself getting bored of just being able to, not being able to just cook, but being able to eat that a lot of the time?
I don't know. I really love him. The thing I had before, which I didn't cook, I had Sierra cook pork chops. And then I would have to heat them up in the microwave, which I've gone away from heating up anything in the microwave. Everything I eat now is either raw or it's the, patties that I cook on the thing. But I got sick of those after about 3 months. But I really like, and I'm indifferent about pork chops. I don't like them or love them, but I don't hate them either. So, going 3 months was pretty good. But I actually really like hamburger. So I suspect that even if I do get sick of it, it'll probably be a while. Because if I could go 3 months with something that I'm okay with to something that I love, I'll probably last a lot longer. But I probably will maybe eventually get tired of it, but who knows? I love pizza, and I don't get tired of that. So, so who knows? But yeah, do you have any other?
Oh no, that was the bonus for now. I don't want to get too deep into it and give away some answers.
There's always other stuff, but. So I think we have come to the closing of this podcast. I will tell you this again. The other 2 episodes before this are going to be low in audio. You might have to freaking raise your audio to 100%. I'm really sorry about that, but I have learned to work with audio better and make things louder. There's just a bunch of technical things. So, with loudness, so our mics don't bleed into each other. That's a big problem. So, but I learned better. It should be better, and it should be fixed. But this has been the BlindSighted Perspective Podcast, Episode 2. Thank you all for listening. I have been Dylan.
And I have been Jared.
See you guys in the next episode. Or, I don't know how else to say it, but bye.
Bye.